Welcome back to the Kaspa Silver YouTube channel. Today's video, I have a lot of news topics to go over. I haven't made a news video in a while because I was moving into my new home, but I am officially in my new home and I have my own office now, and we can get back to the grind of making some Kaspa videos for you guys. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Currently, the Kaspa price is sitting at about almost 12 cents. It's down 5% in the last 24 hours. Also in the last 24 hours, the current volume for Kaspa is sitting at $46.4 million. The current market cap for Kaspa is sitting at $2.9 billion. And this is currently putting us at a ranking of number 29 in the entire crypto market. The current supply of Kaspa is sitting at 25.03 billion, and this is equivalent to about 87.24% mined, with the hash rate currently being 1.22 exahashes, and the highest hash rate has been 1.30 exahash. The current block reward for Kaspa is 82 Kaspa. The next block reward after the reduction will be 78 Kaspa per block, and this is going to be happening in 6 days, and this will happen on November 4th. The current active addresses is slowly approaching 500,000 plus, and it's currently sitting at 489,163 addresses. The max TPS to date is still sitting at 1,178 transactions per second. If we go to the KRC20 tokens and go down to the stats here, there have been over 68.5 million total transfers because of KRC20, and this is equivalent to be about 85.4 million Kaspa in fees for miners, and the tokens deployed on KRC20 is over 1,200 tokens, and the current trading volume for KRC20 is sitting at $7.94 million. If we take a look at the transaction counts in the last month, you could see here that Kaspa has consistently been staying over 100,000 transactions per day now, which is a lot better than what it used to be before KRC20, which was always under 100,000. But now we're seeing Kaspa casually be putting in over 100,000 transactions and also hitting the millions. And recently, Kaspa made history in the proof of work world in the entire crypto space, hitting 15.79 million transactions on a traditional decentralized proof of work network with the same security and decentralization in mind, similar to Bitcoin. So truly amazing that Kaspa was able to do this. And the fees, when I was checking this out, got as high as about 30 cents and no higher than that pretty much. So Kaspa's been able to flawlessly handle millions of transactions without creating any kind of network issues or anything like that. And fees are still remaining very cheap. And imagine when 10 blocks per second comes in, Kaspa will be able to handle even more transactions without even creating a fee market at all. So millions can go through before the fees even have to rise a little bit. If we're looking at the inactive supply, you could see that for the last 3 months, over 62.75% of the supply has still yet to move. In the last 6 months, this is approaching 50%, but 48.84% of the Kaspa supply has not moved in the last 6 months. In the last year, it's over 24%. And in the last 2 years, it's currently sitting at an all-time high of 7.18% of the supply has not moved in the last 2 years. So let's go ahead and get into some topics that were posted on X. First off, I posted this here saying, who is going to be at the Kaspa event in Miami? If you have not already heard, I'm going to be there in Miami celebrating Kaspa's 3rd birthday, and this is Miami, Florida, on November 7th, 2024, and it starts at 12 p.m. You can sign up right here. The link will be down in the description to go to this post, and I believe there's only 100 people that are allowed to go, and when I last checked, there was about 80 people already going, so there's only about 20 spots left or so. When you do go check this out to see if you are interested in going to that Kaspa event, I will be there and many other people will be there. Next, Kaspa Currency announced that Jonathan, the founder of Kaspa, is going to be at the Australian Crypto Convention from November 23rd to the 24th. So those people that are in Australia, you can actually go and see Jonathan yourself and see him speak about Kaspa. Next, we had a new listing of Kaspa on a site called DFNS. And what DFNS is, a leading wallet as a service platform for digital assets, create, embed, and manage programmable wallets at scale using state-of-the-art cryptography. So basically what this does is enables institutions to get into crypto because they make the process easier for institutions to basically have access to wallets and manage cryptocurrency. And they recently announced that they're going to be supporting Kaspa. And this is really, really good. And you could see here that it says this integration unlocks new possibilities for developers, fintech, innovators, and financial institutions to leverage Kaspa's high performance capabilities with the added security and functionality of DFNS MPC wallet services. And I also made a follow-up post about this saying that Fidelity may have their eyes on Kaspa because this company that just recently integrated Kaspa, which is a platform that focuses on allowing institutions to easily onboard people into crypto, Fidelity is one of those partners. And you can also see here that Fidelity did write an article in the past that Kaspa would outshine Bitcoin. And you could see in this article right here, it says analyst predicts this altcoin set to outshine Bitcoin. Fidelity had reposted this article on their website that was made by Benzinga. But when I did look for it again, it looks like they took this one down. But this was back last year in 2023 of November. So it's really interesting to see that possibly Fidelity is going to be getting into the mix with wanting to secure some Kaspa and possibly provide some type of ETF for people in the stock world that want to get exposure to Kaspa. We already had the announcement of Grayscale looking into Kaspa, so it would only make sense that Fidelity is going to be one of those next people that possibly look into Kaspa as a major institution. Next, we have a new listing on Houdini Swap, and they just recently launched Kaspa. This is a swap, so you could send, swap, and bridge Kaspa natively on their website. Next, we also have another new listing on Biconomy, and Biconomy will list Kaspa currency with the Kaspa USDT trading pair. So it's good to see that this is not a futures listing, but instead an actual native listing of Kaspa. And I also heard that supposedly because of KRC20, one of the tokens had done a deal with Biconomy to get listed. And since KRC20 is built on Kaspa, it basically forced them to have to integrate Kaspa. So this is one of the positives of KRC20, that it does, of course, help adoption, because these tokens that want to get on exchanges that don't even have Kaspa yet basically force them to integrate Kaspa. Because Kaspa doesn't do any type of allocations, they have no choice other than to list Kaspa and support it, so that then they can start supporting the tokens that will be built on Kaspa. Next, we have another listing, which is Kaspa on letsexchange.io. This is also another swap listing, so there's all pairs. Personally, I don't really care about too much with these new swaps because I personally always use Change Now, and I've never really had any problems with them. They're a really, really good swap service and have always been successful with them. I still currently use them today to basically keep dollar cost averaging into Kaspa. And then last but not least, we have Bittavo, which is another exchange listing, not futures, but Kaspa is now officially on Bittavo. And if you did not hear what happened when they listed Kaspa, the price of Kaspa went to 42 cents on this exchange. And that's just pretty much because there wasn't pretty much enough liquidity here. But I did say here, this might show why exchanges take so long to list Kas. They're anticipating huge demand, and if they don't have enough liquidity, this is what happens. And so basically no one could even sell Kaspa for this price because there pretty much wouldn't be any buyers. I mean, if you were interested in buying Kaspa at 42 cents in euros, you would probably be crazy because the current price of Kaspa was sitting only at like 12 cents when this happened. So this just basically shows that these exchanges really need a lot of liquidity to ensure this doesn't happen on the major popular exchanges, so that people can easily continuously buy Kaspa and not have to experience this where pretty much no one's going to be buying Kaspa at this price because there is no liquidity for this price. Next, we have an update For Kas.fyi, they say here, Kas.fyi roadmap next phase focus. We keep bringing more features to everyone. In the next phase, we're focusing on enhancing functionalities for decentralized trading. Everyone could build a marketplace on top of the Kas.fyi protocol. And you could see here that says a light indexer is ongoing. This is a new type of Kas.fyi indexer that everyone can run, even on their laptop, provides more flexibility for developers to build dApps on top of the Kas.fyi protocol. They have atomic swaps coming, which is ongoing right now. Introduce a new opcode for mutual conversion between KRC20 and Kaspa. This is an essential requirement to create a marketplace. Estimated time onboarding onto testnet 10 in October. So this month, this should start the testing. KRC20 swap is currently ongoing as well. KRC20 swap enables users to provide liquidity and swap KRC20 tokens directly without the need for third parties. And last but not least, NFT collection. This is in the planning stages, but a new feature allows people to add various types of data to the Kaspa network, facilitating the creation and management of unique tokens that represent digital assets. So NFTs, or KRC 721, is going to be coming to Kaspa to enable people to start NFT collections. So this is just more use cases for Kaspa that a lot of people still like in the crypto space. I personally am not interested in, but of course this does just continuously bring more and more adoption to Kaspa. Next, we have a listing of Kaspa on solartrip.com. Solartrip.com is now accepting Kaspa for payments. This is just a place that you could book flights and use Kaspa for payments there. Here we have a new update for Caspium. As you could see here, that now if you're going to send Kaspa on the Caspium app, right here when you get this pop-up here, you're going to be able to change the value to either fiat or keep it in Kaspa. And I'm going to go ahead and play this here, and they're going to show how they put $500 and they can convert it into Kaspa or keep it into dollars. So this is a really, really useful feature. I know it's not as obvious to see, so that's why I am putting it out here, that you can change this by clicking the Kaspa logo, which will be here when you first click to send. Next, I wanted to announce that Finance Change has officially launched KRC20 DEX on their website, and there's currently tokens that are trading live there, and there's also a waiting list for new tokens. And the way basically you get listed on here is you need to provide liquidity for these tokens by locking up CUSDT and the token amount, and then once there's enough in liquidity there, they will then launch it live on their website. So this is a way for people to basically trade KRC20 tokens, and how people are currently doing it right now with Kasware. And also, I haven't heard any bad things with Kasware anymore. It looks like they did fix all the bugs, and people are still mainly using Kasware to trade KRC20 tokens. Next, we have an update for 10 blocks per second that should be coming around Q1 of 2025. And Michael Sutton here says, RK Crescendo update. See the attached image in relation to the blog post timeline. Working hard on this top-notch performance version so that node spec requirements and configuration for 10 BPS can be finalized. A lot is also happening in other coding design areas, including but not limited to KIP6, implementation by a new RK contributor, a breath of fresh air, ZK opcodes layer 1 design, DK, which is Dagnite, incremental algos design and implementation, KIP9 research paper finalization on pause due to other stuff, KIP10 formal proposal. And this was the article that they made for the Crescendo update roadmap. And you could see right here that this is currently done. And then they also have merged a few other items that they need to work on. And currently what is next is this right here, computing GoStag on higher levels only on demand while creating a pruning proof. This is significant yet delicate PR that still requires a thorough review before merging. So this is currently what's being worked on. But so far, so good on the timeline to expect 10 blocks per second coming Q1 of 2025. Next, I want to show you guys two posts where Kaspa is simply just being utilized as a marketing tool for payments. And the first one here is something called DBX, which I really don't know what this is. It looks like it's more based for another country. But you can see in this video here that when they show this wallet right here, DBX, they have Bitcoin, Kaspa, and then they have USDT. So it's really cool to see that as a marketing tool, marketing ad. You could see here that Kaspa is used as that marketing. This is also happening with Tangem. Tangem was over here trying to promote people to buy their new Tangem ring, and also said that you can use cryptocurrency to pay for their products. And it says right here, buy with crypto, and they have the Kaspa logo right here. It says purchase your Tangem ring using cryptocurrencies like Kaspa and many others. So it's just really nice to see that Kaspa is being used as a marketing ad without really anyone paying for this. I mean, it's just because of Kaspa being so good and being the best for cryptocurrency payments pretty much in the crypto space right now. Companies that are smart are simply going to utilize Kaspa, as there is a lot of demand for people continuously wanting to learn more about Kaspa and get involved and joining the community. Next, we have some other ambassador celebrations for the Kaspa birthday. It's going to be its 3rd birthday, and this is going to be hosted by the Switzerland ambassador, and this will be on November 7th, 2024. And next, this was a meetup that already happened, but just wanted to announce it that, you know, people are meeting around for Kaspa related events all across the world. Kaspa is just not one area in the world. Kaspa is literally for all. And this event just recently passed on October 18th, but there was a meetup in New York City, and this happened there. And then last but not least, we got a little bit more clarification on how exchange listings work. And I know a lot of people are very impatient when it comes to this and kind of want to blame the developers or try to find someone to blame on why Kaspa is not getting listed on exchanges. But one of the main people behind getting Kaspa on exchanges is Wolfie. If you don't already know this, I'm actually going to be having him come on the channel for an interview pretty soon. I'm going to ask him questions, and we're just going to talk about Kaspa. I hope you guys do subscribe to the channel so you guys can get notified when we do that interview. But this other user here was talking about getting Kaspa listed on Coinbase and just mentioning that he is willing to donate money so that they can get listed on Coinbase, because everyone just pretty much thinks that to get listed anywhere, you simply have to just go and ask them, hey, how much money do you want? And then they'll list you. And it's pretty much not that simple, especially for a cryptocurrency like Kaspa that has no allocations, has no VCs backing, no company, nothing like that. It's not going to be that simple. And Wolfie here said, it's not the money, bro. I appreciate your thoughts and ideas. None of the top 6 that I'm in touch with asked for a penny. And then this user says, can you tell us more? Would be awesome to clear some things up. I have 0 problems, but for the community, it would be awesome. And Wolfie replies to Pumpelinski here saying, when you get into the top 6 or so, they have to be secretive. They don't answer when questions. They don't really answer any questions. They just ask questions starting off mostly with technical for months and months. It has to be a surprise when they list, so they don't have a huge sell the news event. And so personally, this is what I've always been thinking, is that there's not really any money that is needed from these exchanges. At this point, they need liquidity. And how else are they going to get liquidity? Well, it's either by listing futures like Binance did to get some fees and start building liquidity, or buy more Kaspa straight up from other exchanges. And personally, I don't think these bigger exchanges are going to list Kaspa unless they have a good enough liquidity, and also you have the technical side of things sorted out with Kaspa, because Kaspa also is a new cryptocurrency that is not the same way you can integrate a lot of older cryptocurrencies, because Kaspa is not just a token where you can just enable the contract address like for tokens. And that's why tokens are getting listed on exchanges that are built on Kaspa much faster, because if you have Kaspa already, it's going to be extremely easy to list a token. But listing native Kaspa itself is a whole nother work of art, just because that it is new technology. So exchange listings are coming, and as I've always said, this is a bullish problem for Kaspa. I really am not worried about this. It just only shows that despite not having these major exchanges, Kaspa has still been able to move up the ranks and approach as close of 5 billion market cap at one point, and without any major US exchanges having Kaspa. And I think that is a very significant thing to see for Kaspa. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. And before we go, I decided to create a Linktree address so that you guys can go to this website and basically see all my affiliate links and other ways you can connect with me all in one place. So if you are interested in supporting my channel more, you can get access to the private Discord and support me via Patreon. And then you can also check me out on X and follow me there. I have also recently started writing articles for Kaspa, and if you do like to read, I am going to be making a lot more articles there, so check me out on Medium there. And then if you're interested in cold storage wallet for Kaspa, if you use the code Kaspa Silver at the checkout for either Tantrum or OneKey, you can get a discount off of those, and I do receive a commission for this, so I greatly do appreciate that if you do use my code there, Kaspa Silver, at the checkout. And then also for Ledger is simply just a link. If you use this link on there, you will be routed to a page where you can buy a Ledger, and you can possibly get $10 or $20 in Bitcoin depending on what they are offering right now. And then also there's SafePal that you can look into. SafePal, I don't have any kind of commission from this. If you just go there and buy it, I won't receive anything for that. But SafePal is another option to hold your Kaspa offline. And it's extremely important to keep your Kaspa offline and off exchanges, because when you keep it on exchanges, you don't actually own them. So you want to make sure that you own and self-custody your Kaspa, and these wallet providers are really good options to do so. I also have videos explaining how you could set all of these up, and so that you can make the best decision for yourself. So thank you guys again so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and as always, don't be average, be different.